Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to now show you how to make a very nice spicy black peppercorn chicken masala. So as a young trainee, one of the very first things I learned to cook in a hotel was to do a nice spicy chicken from Rajasthan. We had some amazing Rajasthani cooks there, and I used to see them, watch them cook a very nice spicy mutton and spicy chicken. So that's always been an inspiration for me. So I've taken those flavors in my mind, and as a young mind, you try and absorb as much as you can. So this is what I really took on, and I made it my own way. Now, peppercorn is also as a king of spices. People used to trade in peppercorn for many, many years, and there are various types of peppercorn. I'm going to use the black peppercorn. You also get the green peppercorns, the red peppercorns, or the white peppercorns, but the black have the very nice flavors. So even in the peppers, although they look like small little marbles, you get a lot of variety. You also get the long telly cherry peppers, which are absolutely amazing, and they are from South India. I'm going to use a few spices here, and you have to remember in this dish especially is there's a very specific use of dark spices because we're using black peppercorn, and I want the dish to be in darker shades of color, so I'm going to use all dark spices. So from dark spices, what do I mean? So I have cumin here, I have black cardamom, I have clove, I have black peppercorn, and I also have a cassia and cloves. So all spices into the darker colors are going to go into this dish. Also the spice powders, and as you know there are only 4 spice powders: turmeric, red chilli, cumin and coriander. This one only has cumin and coriander powder. It's got no red chilli and no turmeric at all, because I don't want the shade of the dish to be red or to be light yellow. I want it to be brown in color. And that is the trick and the tips I'm going to show you now, how to make my version of a muruk kali mirchi or chicken with black peppercorns. So we're going to start off with a little oil. First step is to add the whole spices always. So cumin seeds, and as soon as you put them in, they begin to pop and crackle, which means they begin to start releasing their flavors into the oil. Extremely important that you add the spices into warm or hot oil and never really cold oil. Now, if I cook it for too long, obviously it is going to burn. So at this stage, I'm going to add a little chopped garlic. Now, garlic has got moisture, so as soon as you add garlic, the temperature of the oil begins to come down and the spices don't burn. Just going to lightly saute the garlic. Then goes in my chopped onion. A generous amount of onion, because this forms the base or the sauce for the dish. Now the onions, you have to sweat the onions down. These red onions are quite strong. You need to really sweat them down. And I'm going to take it to the extent of almost making it brown in color or caramelizing the onions. And the reason for that is because if I don't cook my onions enough, it will not give me the right color. If I caramelize in my onions, I make it brown, and when I add my tomatoes and my other spice mixtures and all the stuff, and when I add the water eventually, what will happen is the onions will begin to release their natural colors, their brown caramel color and the flavor into the dish. And that brown color gives it the dark shade which I need for my chicken preparations. So if I'm doing a dish which has to be a dark brown color or a deep red in color, I would brown my onions. If I'm doing a dish like a very light cashew or a saffron korma, I would lightly sweat my onions and not really cook my onions, lightly sweat them down to remove the rawness, and then add my other spices and my other protein and cook it through. So again, the cooking of the onions is extremely important, and that will actually tell you what the final dish is going to look like. So the onions are nice and caramelized. At this stage, I'm now going to add some ginger garlic paste. So equal parts of ginger and garlic whipped up into a blender and made into a fine paste. So just stir that together. What I'm also going to add is green chilli. I'm going to add a lot of green chilli here chopped, only green chilli and no red chilli at all. If you watch carefully, you see I always keep on stirring the pan at this stage because I don't want it to burn. So I'll keep on stirring it. Now this is done. I'm now going to add my spice powders. Now only 2 spice powders. I've got cumin, so generous amount of cumin, I would say a teaspoon and a half of cumin, and coriander powder. These are the two dark spices which I'm going to add, and that will also give a very nice color, the brown color. So again, 1.5 teaspoons of coriander powder. Now again, cumin and coriander have got nice, strong, smoky, rich, earthy flavors. The natural oils from the spices are being released into the onion masala. Now goes in tomatoes. So I've got just some fresh tomato, chopped. And all I'm doing now is I'm going to let the onion and the tomato just break down and cook through. Soften the tomatoes till I get a very nice kind of a rich, thick sauce consistency. So the moisture from the onion tomato has almost evaporated, and as you can see, it's quite dry. But having said that, the tomato is still quite chunky and firm. It's not really become into a kind of a mushy or a pasty kind of a texture. So what do I do in this case? All I do is I reinforce that with some more water and let it cook for a little longer. So a little more water. Again, all I'm doing is rehydrating the mixture. And what I'll also do is I'm going to add some salt in this now. I want the flavors to start building up, and salt is extremely important. Give it a good stir and let that cook till the tomato is almost mashed up and soft and breaks down all together, and it forms a very nice kind of a sauce or a gravy. The masala is almost done, and if you see closely, all the water is almost evaporated. Even the tomatoes are all nice and mushy. At this stage, I'm now going to add my chicken thighs. So I've got chicken thighs on the bone because I personally love to eat chicken on the bone because it also gives a very nice flavor. It remains juicy, it remains quite flavorful. But again, preference is your own. If you like to have a chicken breast, add a chicken breast. Only thing with chicken breast I feel is when you cook it into a curry or into a stew, it tends to become slightly dry. Hence, I like to use a chicken thigh. I'm going to just lightly toss the chicken in the masala, and I'm going to let it cook in the masala itself. Now, as the chicken cooks in the masala, it will also begin to release its own natural juices, and that is going to basically form the gravy for the dish. Now, you might be thinking the chef has called this chicken with black peppercorn, but he has not put any black peppercorns yet. No, I haven't, and the reason for that is I didn't want to add it initially because it will not do anything much. It won't really impart much flavor to the dish by adding it initially into hot oil or cooking with the masalas. Not that you can't. It's my personal thing. I like to add it at the very last. So I've got black peppercorns here, and I've got a mortar and pestle. I'm going to actually crush it very lightly and add it almost at the last stages of the dish to give it a nice kind of a peppery flavor, and the freshness of the black peppercorn comes out then. So that's going to go almost at the last once the chicken is cooked. So I've seared the chicken in the masala, and all I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a lid on it and let it just cook in its own juices. So while my chicken is cooking under the lid, I'm going to make my black pepper powder. So okay, this is almost done, and you can see it has been crushed. I don't want to make it into a very fine powder. I want it to be quite chunky in a way. So actually when you eat it, so you get a very nice flavor of the peppercorn, and because they are nice and chunky, you get a very nice hit when you first have it. You can see the color of the chicken has changed. It's almost like become whitish, which tells me that the chicken is cooking. At this stage, I'm going to add the black pepper powder. I'm going to keep a little bit as a garnish at the last. Just stir through and lid back on. Time to have a little look. Oh, the aromas are so nice. You actually get the whiff of all the masalas coming through. The peppery aroma is also quite strong because it went in last. You have a little stir and you can hear the sizzle. That tells me that the moisture is almost done and the gravy is nice and thick. At this stage, I'm now going to add in a little garam masala powder. The garam masala, again homemade spicy, which have been lightly roasted and then ground. I always like to add it at the very last because these are pre-cooked spicy which have been ground, so they're very aromatic. That goes in now. Then goes in a good squeeze of lemon. So the citric flavor with the black peppercorn and the chicken really works extremely well. Some fresh coriander on top of the dish. Last but not the least, I am going to sprinkle in some black peppercorn. And once that is done, it's time to switch off and time to plate up. Again, very simple flavors. It's basically just whole spices cooked with the onions, tomatoes, ginger garlic paste, and then the chicken goes in and just cooks in its own juice until it gets a nice thick masala, or the gravy becomes nice and rustic. Very rustic dish. I've used chicken thighs, but you can use chicken breast if you like, personal preferences. Also, garam masala at the very last, coriander at the very last. You want to keep it as fresh as possible. Don't cook your dishes after you add your herbs in. Golden rule. Always add it at the very last. Okay, time to plate up. Look at that, it's so nice. The gravy is nice and rich. It's quite coarse. It's quite rustic. You got to get your family together, get your friends together, and you got to dig into this dish. It's a very simple, but a very flavorful and extremely, and most importantly, it's delicious. All the flavors are in the pan. I'm going to just take all the masalas. Lastly, a little more black peppercorn powder to give a wonderful whiff and aroma, and a coriander leaf. So there you have it, my simple home style black pepper chicken or chicken kali mirch. Make sure you make it at home, make it for your friends and family. Do not forget to comment and tag. So until next time, happy cooking.